Global bonds now become, this is where issued by offshore issuers, again, mostly governments. These come into play when you get, more than, when you start getting up to about 30% defensive in your portfolio. And certainly VBND is the big one. So if you're going offshore, the reason you're going offshore is to get diversification in issuers and diversification geographically. But what you don't want to do is take currency risk. And so we will generally look to hedge bond funds. In fact, most global bond funds you can buy almost by default are hedged. And that's because, well, for two things. One, you don't want to add the currency risk in this end of your portfolio. And secondly, historically, because Australian interest rates have been higher than global interest rates, that's not true right now because our Reserve Bank has moved more slowly and more gently in lifting rates. That might not feel like it when you came off your 2% fixed rate into a 6-point-something% variable rate home loan. But by world standards, our rates haven't risen as fast or as far as the global market. So that's why we look to have them hedged. And again, the big one here for us is VBND, the Vanguard Global Bond Fund. It's hedged, high-quality bonds. Does have a reasonably long duration. 8.9 years is a reasonably long duration. It is AA average. It's 50% in North America, and it has a very limited exposure to emerging markets. So apart from the duration, they're all good points. We have AESG on our watch list with a view to perhaps looking at that, but it's too new to form a firm view. We don't really like its exposure to China. It's got almost 9% in China. And this ESG screening, it's difficult to really get a handle on what that means in terms of corporates. If you're thinking about ESG screening corporates, governments, why China? So lots of question marks there, but it is early days. So it's watch list stuff, but not yet ready to act. And I guess our big tip on here is start looking at adding higher yields when your defensive allocation exceeds 20%.